Parade Watchers! It is time for another history video. Today, Snoopy is back for more history as a giant balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Today, we're looking at his 6th version. We now resume into 2006. After 4 years of Charlie Brown trying to kick that elusive football, United Feature Significance brought back Snoopy as the Flying Ace. Now, unlike the Aviator version, this is the true World War I Flying Ace of Snoopy, with the Aviator hat and goggles. Also, there is a new additions of the red scarf and a pair of binoculars. And on that same year, he would be Macy's Holiday Ambassador of 2006.
That means the Beagle has landed, winging back as a brand new balloon. It's Snoopy as the Flying Ace, which is furnished by United Feature Syndicate.
Over 40 years ago, Snoopy fulfilled his Flying Ace fantasy, put on the goggles, the aviator hat, and that red scarf, which today could circle Lady Liberty's waist 2 times. 330 million people the world over agree happiness is 400 doggy years of Snoopy in any flight of imagination.
Cruising weight for Snoopy as the Flying Ace, 4 times more than the inflated Goodyear blimp. So 50 air traffic controllers make sure he stays on course. One of them, Jeannie Schulz, wife of the legend who brought Snoopy to life, the late, great Charles Schulz.
The United States Postal Service, and flying at an altitude of 3 times the height of the Wright brothers' first flight is one of our favorite balloons and favorite Peanuts characters, Snoopy, appearing courtesy of United Feature Syndicate.
Snoopy has visited us fairly often since 1968, portraying characters such as an astronaut, an ice skater, a Millennium Usher, and today he is a World War I Flying Ace, created by the legendary Charles Schulz. The Peanuts comic strip continues to delight over 330 million readers of all ages all around the world.
That Snoopy definitely gets around from the air to ground patrol. Woodstock guides our Flying Beagle in for a safe landing as Charlie Brown, Lucy, and Linus look on.
Next, Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. Giant balloon JoJo. 600 cheerleaders take over the Macy's Parade. And stay tuned for the National Dog Show presented by Purina. 12 noon, right here on NBC.
And that's always a lot of fun. And there he blows, snooping around and above Manhattan. Snoopy is the world's most famous flying ace. Look at him, he's so good he doesn't even need a plane. Once he dons his red scarf, aviator hat, and goggles, nothing can stop him except maybe gravity.
You know, Snoopy was created in the thought balloon of Charles Schulz, and here 58 years later, Snoopy floats as a balloon. The Flying Beagle is brought to us by United Feature Syndicate. Get ready for the Georgia Institute.
For the 2009 and 2010 parades, they would kick off Peanuts' 60th anniversary.
Get the feeling we should have had for breakfast what he had for breakfast.
I'm telling you.
Snooping around for a landing strip is Snoopy the Flying Ace, created by Charles Schulz and presented by United Feature Syndicate. Snoopy, the immensely popular cartoon beagle from Peanuts and loyal pet to Charlie Brown, turns 60 next year, or 420 in dog years.
Well, once he dons his goggles, his red scarf around his neck, pops on his aviator hat, and straps on those binoculars, Snoopy owns the skies.
Snoopy the balloon weighs as much as 450 Thanksgiving dinners with all the trimmings.
Good old Charlie. Oh, Also leading the parade and snooping overhead is our good pal Snoopy as the flying ace. And the ace comes prepared. Notice the binoculars, the red scarf, the aviator hat, and the vintage goggles. This year marks the 60th anniversary of the Peanuts cartoon phenomenon.
Love him. Also notice that it takes 50 handlers on the ground to keep Snoopy from flying up, and away. You Snoopy fans will be happy to know that next year, an all-new Peanuts animation will be flying your way. Here in our own backyard comes Charlie Brown.
During the 2010 parade and weeks later, a movie was being filmed during that time in New York called Tower Heights, starring Ben Stiller and Eddie Murphy.
First, we have to figure out how to get up to the apartment. Basically, we have to do it on Thanksgiving Day. We realized the simplest way would probably be the most realistic way. So they just basically sneak into the building while everybody's watching the Snoopy float go by. Everybody's fascinated by Snoopy.
We take advantage.
The funny part was the resets. Snoopy would be here, and then he'd go back. And then Snoopy would come in, and he'd come back. It's one of those things that I'm probably always going to remember.
The movie will be released weeks before the 2011 parade on November 4th, 2011.
Now with binoculars in hand, aviator hat and goggles on head, and red scarf in place, Snoopy as the flying ace flies 50 feet above the ground. Weighing nearly half a ton, Charlie Brown's pet has become very much a part of American pop culture and very much a part of our hearts.
Snoopy looks great for 61 years old, doesn't he? And by the way, Peanuts Worldwide is still going strong, as legendary cartoonist Charles Schulz's comic strip Peanuts delights over 330 million readers of all ages all around the world.
Snoopy's inviting you to watch his friends in the National Dog Show, presented by Purina. That can be immediately seen following the parade on NBC.
As Snoopy makes.
However, after 2011, Snoopy as the Flying Ace will be retired, most likely because of the damages, including his face, making a total of 6 appearances. Combining with the previous 5, that makes a total of 34 appearances for Snoopy. Macy's did not have enough time to make a brand new Snoopy balloon in the following year. So instead, they brought back Charlie Brown and the Elusive Football for 1 more year. But then in the following year, Snoopy will be back and a familiar yellow friend will return as well.